wait for people to come in.
We'll wait for a while. Let's just wait for a while for people to join us.
Okay.
So I'm live already. So
All right.
okay. So just give like maybe 2 minutes so that people will join us. Then we'll start.
All right.
This thing is just
Fantastic.
going live. Let me play music for them. So 2 minutes music.
I was enjoying you, Asha.
That be giving me vibes these days.
I actually have this one.
Hey, hey, mama, oh, my good friend. They say, show me your friend. Tell you how. Oh, my friend. I know 59. It was the good times we shared. Never, ever, ever forend. I will never forget. Good times are always good. Lately, I have been so cold. And I wanna be with you. Okay, good afternoon. Good times are. Good afternoon. Okay, we actually give 2 minutes break so we can wait for others to join us. So thank you for joining us. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for joining. Before we deep dive, like if you are just joining us, if today is the first time watching this kind of webinar, you can hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, just like a like. And this is how we do every month. Every month, we make sure we get the right speaker. We don't just go and select people. We look for the best speaker in that industry and set up a topic regarding what is trending or what is needed. Like the previous month, we talk about what to do with the marketing data because we know it's like the third month. This is like the end of the first quarter, and every organization will be looking out of their data. What can we do next, and how are we going to like better the next quarter? So that is why we come up with something like that, so that you will not be left aside, or you will not or the data will not meet you like what is this. So we have to like direct you through the path. I could say this is Passe Marketing Firm, and we are your closest growth partner. So there's no way we can be your growth partner without coming up with something like this. Today we'll be having one of the best speaker. He's actually my friend, my very good friend. He's already on the wait list since waiting for us to go live. He's here, so I will definitely slide down to him. But before then, let me introduce him to you. Kimechi is my good friend. There's no way I will talk about him without telling you that he's my good friend. I met him in, I think, something around 2021, early 2021. We get to work together then. He's one of the person that told me, something, you have a lot on your plate. You have to like do something. And part of the reason I have to think about it and tell him, oh, bro, I have to go. And I am not surprised he's where he is now because I'm expecting that from him. So Kimechi Samuel is the co-founder and the chief operating officer of First Founder, and is a first founder is a venture studio focused on partnering with early stage startups. So if you're a startup founder or having it in your head, you have Kemichi here to hooked now. So this is your opportunity to ask him all the burning questions you have because he's working with one of the best in Nigeria currently. So they scale and fund their business company. He's the VC analyst, ecosystem builder, and the host of the Made in Africa podcast by Jamit. It should when he launched Made in Africa podcast, before I go further, I know when you're talking about your friend, you have to break down everything. I was like, wow, this guy wants to show me. And he actually did, and he outdid it itself. When I saw the pre-launch video and the sound, I was like, yes, this is something we need. We need to like bring all the entrepreneurs together, all the founders together, and tell us what is their how the passion through this, how he did to like build and scale the business, and which he has been doing for years now. So he has a lot. He has different people experience in his head, and he's ready to share everything with us. So let me move further. Beyond that, you have crafted your story of successful African founders to inspire young entrepreneurs for greatness. Some of the world-class founders he has interviewed on the show include David Lange, which is the co-founder of, which is the founder of First Founders Limited, a venture studio. And also, you have Iyoluwa Agoyi, the founding partner of Future Africa. He also had Nadaya Enegesi, which is the co-founder and CEO of Eden Life. So among others, I could remember he interviewed the founder of Sycamore recently and other people under his portfolio like that. He's also a trained and a satisfied content marketer and an SEO expert. I give him that, but recently he has not been practicing. So let's not talk about that. We'll do that later. And the current BBA learner at Nextford University, the only students that have actually been in Nextford platform as a speaker. I give you quotes to that, sir. Okay, we have Samuel here. He'll be joining us now, and we can drop our emoji. Let's welcome him. He's here with us. One of my very own friend, and he'll be speaking with us on the strategy on how to scale and launch your business in Nigeria and beyond. Why other things? Sir, the floor is open for you, sir. We can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks a lot for having me. I'm really psyched about this, and yeah, let's get into it. So do I give like another introduction about myself?
Okay, no, it's just like a presentation. You give us a talk around it first, then the question will roll out down for you.
All right, fantastic. So I did not actually prepare like a presentation slide because I wanted to be as authentic as possible. Right. I felt like if I had put together a presentation, I would just be recycling for the most part what is already out there. So I decided to go this way and talk about the experience that we've had here at First Founders and what I've seen work for other founders that I have interacted with in the past, both through my company First Founders and through my podcast, the Made in Africa podcast. So like Samson said, we've been friends for a few years now, and Samson is one of those friends that when you go to him, you're sure of getting value from him, regardless of any topic. He knows so much about a lot of things, but particularly, of course, marketing. He's an expert in marketing. So we're talking about launching and scaling businesses. And at First Founders, what we do is that we build companies, right? We're a venture studio. We partner with very early stage startups to build, scale, and fund their tech-enabled businesses. So a quick run through of why our company came to be. So my co-founder, David Larimeso, he realized that startup supports institutions like accelerators and incubators very often ignore they ignore founders that are very early stage, right? I don't have a product out there. They're still at their idea stage, no traction, no team. They ignore those type of founders, even though very often they also have incredible ideas, innovative ideas that are worth investing in. So they're always at the bottom of the pyramid, right? And are often overlooked by all of these startup support institutions and programs. And then we decided to come in, and then we saw that gap, and we were like, we'll fill this gap and provide as much support as we can to early stage startups and founders. And that's what gave birth to First Founders as we know it today. We've been operational for 4 years now, and last year we launched 3 of our portfolio companies, all of which are post-revenue at the moment. One of our fintech products, which is one of the 3 startups we launched in October last year, has done over $80,000 in transaction volume with zero marketing. We've not spent a dime on marketing, not just for PaySonet, but also for Escape and Pocket Lawyers, right? All 3 of the companies that we launched, we haven't spent a dime on paid marketing. And that's because we, before we push any product out there, we look at the market very in-depthly, right? We look at, is there demand for this product we are building? Are customers ready or willing to pay for our solution? And how quickly can we scale this product so that we can start reaping the rewards that we've put into building them out? Those are all of the things we look at before we work on an idea. Outside of developing our own ideas in-house, because we are a studio, right? Think of us like a factory that produces maybe products, whatever, cereals, detergents, whatever. And when you're thinking of this, you think of like an assembly line, right? Or a production line where products are just flowing through different processes till they are packaged and shipped over to the target users or customers, as the case may be. That is what we are at First Founders. So we're a factory that builds tech-enabled products and then ship out to the market. So yeah, we have a process for ideation and then market validation before resources are poured into building any product. So outside of having our own ideas in-house and developing them, we also have founders come to us from time to time and say, I have this one idea that I think solves this particular problem. Do you think we can work together? Can I join your studio? Can you build for me? And then we examine the idea, of course, and then do our own market research and validation to see if it's actually worth pouring resources into. Because let's face it, not all problems are worth solving. And in the industry that we play in, one of the biggest should I say what's the word? One of the things that everyone looks at as a stakeholder in this industry is how scalable an idea is, right? If you've identified this problem, and then this problem is only faced by a very minute group of people, a very small group of people, an investor will not necessarily give you money to build that solution because it's not scalable, right? Investors want, when they give you this amount of money, the returns they get out of it is maybe 10x or 20x, even in some cases. So if they are giving you money, capital, right, to invest in your business, and they are not sure of making at least 10x from that capital, they are not going to fund it. So the market has to be large and have so much potential before resources are poured into developing those solutions for those particular problems. I'm just giving this breakdown so that I just lead into what it takes to launch a business. So I've explained some of the background things that you need to do as a founder before you pour resources into your idea. So you have this one idea, and you've asked a few people, right, if they have this problem. And the thing is, you have to think very big. You can ask people around you, and all of them might have this one problem. Outside of your social circle, outside of your geographical location, your immediate geographical location, say your local government, for example, or the city you're in, let's say Lagos, for example, are people outside of that city having the same problem? If the problem is not big enough, nobody's going to fund that solution you're trying to give out to the market because they're not going to get the return they're hoping for. Now, it's not always the case, right? the market doesn't always have to be so large. It could be a very small market, but the target customers have very deep pockets, and then your product is very sticky such that they keep coming back to use your product. So there are so many ways that you can explore a potential idea to determine if it is worth uh, pursuing and building out. So just to stress more on this second part that I mentioned, and I'm trying to give like a practical example. So you have fund managers, right? In this whole startup ecosystem landscape, there are people they call fund managers, VCs particularly, or not necessarily VCs. There are also private equity firms that manage the wealth of really really wealthy individuals. We call them high net worth individuals. So and if you understand correctly, high net worth individuals are the top 1% of people in the world. Very minute select group of people with incredible amounts of wealth. um, and then a firm comes up and say, you have this much money sitting in your account, right? We can manage it for you such a way that we can 10x its value in this period of time. Let us manage your fund for you. Now, for cases like that, you don't need a very, very large target audience. It's just a few select people that you can offer that value to. So, but for consumer goods, for example, you need a very large market. That problem has to be everybody in a very large market needs to want to buy that product for you to invest in it. So that's, by the way, when it comes to launching a business, let me go into this properly. I've mentioned one thing. Is the problem worth solving? Is the problem worth solving? That is the first question you need to ask yourself. Is the market big enough? Second question you need to ask yourself. Is the market so big that if I get just a tiny portion of the market, my business will be profitable and I will return uh, profits to my investors? Is the problem worth pursuing? Is the market big enough? Am I qualified to build this solution? A lot of times, founders think just because they come up with that idea, they are the best person to build the product. No, but I'm not saying if you don't have the technical expertise or the industry knowledge, you shouldn't build a product. No, that's why we advise founders to get a co-founder, right? Get a partner. There's a saying that goes, and we all know this: two good heads are better than one. So you need to look for a partner whose skill sets or experience complements yours. So you might be good in sales, you might be good in marketing, but you might not know how to code. And the products you need to build has to be coded, has to be built by developers before, since we're talking about tech, right? If you're not technical and you're more of the business person, it makes sense for you to get a technical co-founder. So both of you come together and then build out these ideas that you have. Partnership is everything in business today. Partnership is everything. No one should be your enemy, even your competitors. You could find verticals or parallels where you guys could potentially work together, especially if the market is very big. Take the fintech industry, for example. There are so many fintech products out there, and they are coming up almost every day. Why? Because the market is large enough for everyone to get a piece of it. Even if most are not doing anything innovative, but the fact that the market is big enough and then customers are very, very quick to jump on the most trending product or the newest shining product out there. That's how customers behave. You can't really control that part of running a business. But that is where having a sticky product comes into play. So one, for launching a business, is the product worth solving? Is the problem rather worth solving? Is the market big enough? Do you have the expertise or the team to build out these products? Do you think you have the grit? Do you think you have what it takes to go on the long journey and then provide the solution to the market? And then will your solution be sticky enough? Now let me explain what that means. Some What happens when your market changes, or this problem that you've currently identified and that you are solving somehow disappears. Maybe it was a problem of infrastructure, for example, and then a new government comes into place, and then they fix that problem of infrastructure. Now your business is no longer relevant, right? You become very irrelevant. So your product has to be sticky. One product that it is I can off the top of my head is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a very sticky product because I cannot do without it. You cannot do without WhatsApp, especially in this part of the world where we're in. WhatsApp is very popular in Asia, in Africa, not so much in the US. Was prevalent in the US is iMessages, right? Because a significant, the larger portion of their population use the iPhone. So, but by and large, WhatsApp is a very sticky product because it allows for very seamless communication, affordable communication. We can interact with one another with by spending very very little money, relatively, right, on data and whatnot. So it's a very sticky product that everyone will keep coming back to. But even WhatsApp are not resting on their laurels per se. They are also bringing in new features and capabilities. In Brazil, for example, payments can now be made on WhatsApp. Yes, just like a fintech product, just like your Flutterwave or Paystack and the likes. Payments can now be done on WhatsApp in some regions, other parts of the world, Brazil notably. So that's innovation, right? They are trying to make the product as sticky as possible to ensure that once a user starts using this product, they're not leaving anytime soon, or they're not leaving for the next thing that comes out into the market, right? Because they've gotten all the value they need from the product. It works fine for them. And then new features are added to the product continually. So your product has to be very sticky. I take that again. Be sure that the problem is worth solving. 2, be sure that the market is large enough. 3, do you have the right skills and experience team to build out the product? 4, how sticky is the product? How much will it resonate with your target users? Are they willing to pay for this product? I cannot even think about a world where WhatsApp doesn't exist. That's how sticky of a product it is. Another example is YouTube. When you need to find quick information, especially visual information on a particular topic or whatever, YouTube is the first thing that comes to mind, right? Because it's that sticky. Videos are available for you to watch for free per se, although there are ads, right? And that's how they make money, obviously. So, but for the most part, these videos are available to you for free. And that makes it very sticky. So you keep coming back to YouTube to find information or to watch videos or even just be entertained. A very sticky product. Now you would think nobody can compete with YouTube, but that's not true. TikTok came along and then blew up very very quickly. Why? Because they came from a different angle. YouTube is more of initially, right, it was more of long form content, right? Between 5 to, the average YouTube video runs for about 8 minutes, I think. So long form content. But TikTok saw another angle in this market, right? And they came in with short form content, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and then they blew up. Why? Because according to studies so far or recently, our attention span has reduced quite significantly. You can be on this platform looking at something, and if it's not interesting, if it's not stimulating enough for your brain, you've bounced off to the next website or to the next platform just to get that stimulation in your brain. And that's because our attention span has reduced a lot. So TikTok was able to blow up very quickly. One, because our attention span is reduced, and since the videos are are short form videos, we can quickly get what we want to get from those videos and move on. If we came in there to laugh, you can be sure that in 30 minutes you've gotten the joke of whatever the creator is trying to tell you. If it's something very if you're looking for something, should I say educative, they are very quick to give you the points of the video and what you want to learn, and then you're out of there. But another thing that blew up TikTok obviously is the pandemic, because it came out at the height of the pandemic when everyone was at home and everyone was online. So they blew up. But what am I trying to say? TikTok is sticky, WhatsApp is sticky, YouTube is sticky, because we keep going back to these platforms to get some type of value from them. So the value your product is giving out, is it sticky? Is it such that your market will always want it? And that's for 4 points that I've really stressed on when it comes to launching a business, right? And then finally, and this is like the most, not necessarily the most important part, but this part is very necessary for winning the market and winning the market very quickly. When it comes to launching businesses today, thanks to social media, it's very easy for you to grow um, your customer base even without the product being online or on the market already. There's something they call building in public, where from the first step of this journey you decided to go on building this product, you start talking about it online, both in your close circle, WhatsApp, Facebook groups, on Twitter. You just start talking about, oh, I have this new idea that I'm about to work on. This is where we're at. This is the challenge that we're having. Just quickly, very concise messages, right? Talking to anybody and anybody, really. You're not talking to any particular person, but you're just putting the content out there, talking about your journey as a founder, your journey as an entrepreneur, your journey building this company that you started. And you might think no one is noticing, right? But trust me, people are noticing everything you're doing. They might not tell you, they might not even react to your tweets, for example, because I like Twitter a lot. So I'm just going to use Twitter. And I've seen a lot of founders really blew up from building in public on Twitter, talking about what it is that they are doing, both their service, their product, whatever. So they might not engage your tweets, right? They might not like, they might not retweet, they might not comment, but they are seeing you and watching how consistent you are with that. And what this does, and Samson will bear me witness to this because he's also a marketing guru, you are subconsciously registering your brand and this company in their minds. They don't know it, but slowly they are warming up to this new business that you've been introducing them to online. And let's assume this new business is, I don't know, I'm looking for uh okay, let's assume this new business is um a company that makes glasses, for example. And then you've told them about how you've been doing your research, sourcing materials, right? Let's assume the whole point of value of your brand is to offer affordable glasses but with good quality. That's your target market, right? Customers, let's say lower class or middle class customers that can afford to spend, let's say, 5,000 naira on a pair of glasses. Is affordable, and then they also get value from that particular product. Good and fine. So on Twitter, you're telling them about how you've been sourcing materials that are affordable yet durable, how you and your team are designing the frames, some of the challenges you're experiencing, why you are excited about this particular process you're in. And just every day you're tweeting something about your product. People are watching, people are seeing. And what that is doing is they are already, like I said, warming up to your brand. And when you eventually launch these products, trust me, they are going to be one of the first people to say, okay, since this guy has been telling us about this pair of glasses or this glasses shades company that he's been building, let me buy and see um, what he has been able to build. Let me see if the product is worth my money, or if it's worth the noise he or she has been making. So for different reasons, they might just buy out of curiosity to see if you've made something really nice, or to see, or just to patronize you because they've enjoyed your process building this product. And one thing in marketing that really resonates with business with customers is humanizing your brand. When a company puts a face to their brand, it's easy for customers to should I say, relate with that brand, right? You don't want to block yourself off in such a way that you're like these really old conglomerates that don't really engage with their customers on should I say a social or personal level. So building in public, this is the last point now when it comes to launching, helps a lot in gaining your first few customers. So what that does is, as you're tweeting, you're also giving them a call to action. For example, you're letting them know, hey, we are putting together this wait list. If you are interested in very affordable glasses, stylish, fashionable glasses, um, uh, sign up to our wait list so that when this product goes live, we're going to notify you, and we'll ship out to you free of charge, just so that you can test the product. All of these things put together help to, one, humanize the brand and promote your product, and then build a customer base before even the product is ready, which is very important. Before the product is ready, you build a very robust wait list, and very often wait list, about 10 to 20% of wait list could convert to your first few customers. That's why wait lists are very important today when it comes to building. So just to recap, when it comes to launching a business, is the product, what is the problem worth solving? Is the market large enough? Do you have the team for it and the experience? Is your product sticky? And then the pre-launch itself, that is the process of launching the business. Have you created a have you built a community around this brand, around this business that you are building? Have you built a community? As first founders, and I'm happy about this, right? We've built a community, a WhatsApp community of over 1,060 founders and entrepreneurs. Um, the first group filled up sometime late last year, and then we had to open another group. And currently, the second group is on 87 members who are founders, entrepreneurs, venture builders, whatever. They are all in this ecosystem, and that we are playing in. So, what has this helped us with? By building a community around your product, around your brand, around your business, it's easy for you to get word out there about what you're doing without having to spend money on like actual marketing, because these people are your ambassadors already. So they are going to tell their friends about your product, and their friends will tell their own friends about your product. So it's like a cascading effect. That's what having a community around your brand does for you. So with us, with our community, when we launch or when we are about launching a new product, we just push it to them for testing. They test the product out for us, and if the product is good enough for them, if it solves a particular problem that they are experiencing, although very often the community obviously is not our target market, but we leverage them, about 1,000 people testing your product. You're going to get incredible feedback because they also build products, right? And they are also conversant in the market, and they know to a large extent what customers or users would want to see in a product like this. So that's one way we've been able to leverage that community that we've built for our own good. Um, Although we have a lot more plans for the community, but for now we are using them to test our products, which is free for us. Some other companies pay testers to test out their software and whatnot, but we do it for free because we've been able to build out this community. Um, and another way we've been able to use this community to our own good is we have companies come to us and say, "Hey, we have this new product or service that we are shipping, and would like to advertise on your community, on your WhatsApp group." So that's another way we've been able to monetize the group. So very important, from as early as possible, try to build a community around around your product. So I'm going to talk very quickly on scaling your business before I then take questions, because I see that we're already 30 minutes in. So scaling now is a very interesting part of running a business, because if you are not growing, trust me, you are dying as a business. If you are not growing, you are definitely dying as a business. You cannot be in one place as a business. You are either going forward or you are going backward. It's impossible for you to remain at the middle, which is why scaling is very important. So let's assume you've worked with these 5 points I've given you for launching a business, and you now have a product, right, that you're ready to take out in the market. In fact, the product is already live on the market, whether a software product or a physical product. Is already out in the market, and people have started buying your product or paying for your service. It might be a software as a service product, whatever it is that you've pushed out into the market. And then you're thinking, I have 100 paying customers. How can I go from 100 to 100 customers? That's scaling. Um, but scaling is not only in having or getting new business, as many people would think. When you go from 100 to 100 customers, you've scaled your business quite all right. But you don't have to get new customers for you to say you scaled. Now you can scale by increasing the spending from your existing customers. In our marketing is what they call upselling. Um, so far they've been paying for this particular service or this particular product. But how can you get more money from your existing customers? How can you increase your revenue without having to spend to acquire new customers? How can you maximize profit from your existing customers? That is also another way you can scale. So very often businesses are caught up in getting new people to join their business, getting new customers, right? And then they ignore the fact that although obviously you have to be very strategic, right, in terms of your customer acquisition costs and the lifetime value that you're going to get from this one customer if you spend this amount of money. I don't want to go into marketing jargons, um, but businesses ignore the fact that they can increase revenue from existing customers by upselling. Upselling can be quite difficult. There's no arguments there. But if you are able to crack it, you find that you don't need so much new people coming in every time for you to increase revenue. So, what have I said so far? When it comes to scaling, you can scale by increasing your customer base, or you can scale by increasing your revenue through maximizing the current customers that you have. So, let me talk a little bit about upselling. Um, let's assume you have four products out in the market, like physical products, and you're thinking, how can I get more money from this one customer or from these customers that I have? One way you can go about this is by bundling products together. So, as opposed to selling one of those items you have to them, put it together in a bundle and um, sort of, right? This is the marketing trick, sort of slash the price. Now, the customers don't know that you're making a profit, right? You've bundled all of these products together, and you're saying you're going to give it for this amount of money. So they think they are getting the best deal, and actually they are getting a good deal. But the thing is, you are making more because you've gotten to sell four of your products to them as opposed to one. That is why bundling is a very, very remarkable marketing strategy for increasing revenue and maximizing existing customers. Um, so that is that about that. Now, when it comes to scaling your business, it involves um, a lot of introspective thinking and analyzing what your business really is and other areas that you can expand into, other verticals, other parallels that you can expand into. Now you have to think, out of the box, right? If your product is catering to this one group of people, right? Think of other ways you can tweak your existing product to then cater to another group of people, right? So let's assume you're making bicycles, for example, right? Bicycles, two wheels, and you've been catering to just this one group of people that like bicycles. But as a business, if you are capable of manufacturing bicycles, you are most likely able to also manufacture tricycles and unicycles and scooters, for example, even skateboards. So you have to think very broadly about how you can maximize your resources as a company when it comes to scaling. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to spend money to get these people from this particular group that only wants to buy bicycle, when you can produce other products and that will expose you to new markets that you can then sell to. So you have to be very, very strategic in thinking about how to maximize your resource and then get new business in. So when it comes to scaling, I'm just going to round up here. You have to be very strategic as a business owner, as a founder, as the management in a company. You have to be able to think very deeply and very widely about how you can grow your business. And that's if you don't want to hire the services of other agencies like Passe Marketing, for example, that can do a fantastic job for you marketing your product. But if you are running on a very tight budget, right? You don't have a very large marketing budget, and you just want to keep everything internal. You have to think very deeply and widely about how you can maximize your um, resources. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for um, my talk. So let me look at the questions. Can we have the questions, Samson?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm like, something someone is actually dishing down to analyzing how marketing works. That's very fantastic. I love your aspect of building in public. I have tried that before and it works so perfectly well. And it's something I actually still do for the ebook we are launching very soon, which is AI marketing. I make sure every chapter of the book I talks about it on. I actually do not make it expand, which is like going to my Twitter or LinkedIn, but just on my Facebook or my WhatsApp status. I'm just talking about it just to spike some. And a lot of people are like, something I want. I think calm down, wait to me first, calm down. And the reason why I am actually doing that is what we call in marketing anticipating.
Yeah,
Anticipating. People have to anticipate what you have. That is the only way they can easily pay immediately you launch
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So because everybody want to be, I want to be the first person to get it. I want to be the first person to get it. So you have to give them the opportunity. That's like the
yeah,
psychology behind building a program, and that's awesome. We did it also in passive marketing launching, and it came out well. I did it in my ebook. It came out well. It's one strategy. I put a stamp and a seal on. You
yeah,
can use it for anything. It works perfectly. Okay, before we dive into other questions from outside, I actually have a question. I said, like you said previously about the portfolio brands that you people launch that have done
yeah.
over 80K in dollars without adverts. What would you say you guys do differently?
Okay.
Other people have been launching and
Yeah,
they're like, I need to be on this billboard, I need to do this, I need to do that, this marketer need to do this, or you need to understand for me to be
yeah,
able to get revenue. But now with the current situation of Nigeria, every businesses are looking at how they can cut down their marketing expenditure and earn more. Even if they have to spend more, they still want to earn more. So
yeah.
if there's any other way, what do you think you people do differently?
Um, I wouldn't say we do anything very different. What I think worked for us and is working for us is identifying exactly whom our target audience is. And I know that this might sound cliche, but that is the fact. We identified exactly whom we were going to give these products to. We identified the people that were having this problem, and then we built the product such that it will solve that problem for them, and it will solve it well for them. So we identified our exact target markets, and that's why we've been able to do what we've been able to do with zero marketing. But also, another thing we've done is companies today are afraid to do legwork, physical legwork. Everybody wants to work online, right? Everybody wants to win customers online without having to go out to the field, right? To canvas for customers. But in our case, we sent out actually physically to go out into the market, right? Because this particular product is a like agency banking, sort of like a Paga, for example, is a POS product. It's a fintech product, but we are targeting particularly market women, and that's a very specific target group of people. We did not just say businesses. I want you to get the difference. We did not just say businesses. We said market women. That is market people in the markets that need to be able to seamlessly receive payments and then save automatically. So we were very specific in our target audience, and then we went into those places without having to rely on data. I understand that we are in the digital age, right? And everybody wants to do stuff online. But when you need to get physical, you have to get physical to get those results that you want. So we didn't really do anything differently. We just did what most people are ignoring or avoiding doing. So yeah.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. I usually tell people, in as much as per se is a digital marketing firm, I usually tell people there is marketing before the digital world, and there's going to be marketing after the digital world. In the sense that because the after a digital world is actually coming, which is the post
Yeah.
digital, VR and VR will actually stand in gap of people. It will go beyond the social media now. It goes beyond that. It now
Yeah.
falls down into the gaming. Marketing is shifting down into the gaming system, and people are like harnessing it now. So because this has actually come does not mean you should kick out what has been working before. Flyer still work, people still works, and
Yeah.
all this kind of marketing actually meets people directly
Yeah.
beyond the other ones. Yes, the digital realm is very good. Like I tell people, digital realm is for you to do the brand awareness. Then you
Yeah.
bring them into your lead magnets and do your closing there. I wonder how people actually do closing on the social media world where a lot
Yeah.
of crowd is. So we'll discuss that maybe anytime we are doing anything regarding marketing. For now, let's focus on what we are. Okay, I have another question before I open down to the public. The question is, we notice a lot of business owners are solving problems, and at that process, they are creating more problems. I don't know, I want to give an example before, but I decide to like keep the name of the brand safe
Yeah.
because it will not be nice. Yes. I have
Yeah.
noticed that a lot of business because at the process of last year and last 2 years is like a trend whereby everybody is going into being a founder because
Yeah.
the startup chain boom and Africa was like a big catch for investors. I know be like this person is raising fund, this person is raising fund. I need to start, I need to start, I need to start. And that
Yeah.
way they were just like creating products even without really understanding the depth of market. Because I tell people you don't build products because you are skillful, you build products because the market needs it.
Needs the
So
product.
so what will you have to say regarding that? People are people.
Um. So it was not really a question. It was more of a statement or a comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it works for everybody, right? The thing is, when a new product comes out, right, where everybody's trying to solve problems, but in solving one particular problem, you might not necessarily be creating another problem, but you are opening another avenue for other businesses to target, right? Look at fintech, for example. Um, they came in and wanted to like and are digitalizing basically payments and transfer and everything, banking basically. So what other industries opened from fintech? Another industry that opened very quickly after fintech that blew up is insurtech, right? Insurance. So you are opening other opportunities, not necessarily problems. So in targeting this one problem, you are opening another opportunity for others to leverage. So I wouldn't call it problems. I wouldn't call it
Okay.
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll call it
Okay.
opportunities.
I think I am. I'm the one that is seeing it on the very wrong set. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
and that's actually true. It's another opportunity. Okay, we
Yeah.
have a question from Oyindamola. I'm showing it here. Say, thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. My question is, do you think USP, that is unique selling point, helps
Yeah.
when it comes to scaling your business?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So definitely, but there are many factors to scaling your business and scaling successfully. Um, but if I'm to answer your question before I go further to explain, I don't know, Samson, do you have time? Can I explain a little?
Yeah, yeah, you can explain. Yes, you can.
So yes, having a USP helps in scaling your business, but there are several other factors that help you successfully scale your business. Now, I'll speak on this USP first. When people think of unique selling proposition, for example, they think their product has to be very different from what is out there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be very different in terms of what it can do. Look at fintechs, for example. They all help with transfers, bill payments, savings, investments, and all. Most of them do the same thing. But why is it that when a new fintech product comes out, people are still quick to get on that new product if what they were using previously was working for them? Is because every new product that comes out with a unique selling point, right? Now, you can be very different in different ways. You can be unique in different ways. You can have the same exact product as your competitors, but you might be different in your customer service. Your customer service can be exceptional in such a way that any customer that has a problem with their transfer or their product, the moment they reach out to you, they get a response very quickly. And 9 out of 10 times, they are left feeling very satisfied that um, you've been able to answer whatever query or questions or complaints that they have. Now, that's another way you can scale very quickly. This person now being very satisfied with your customer service will say, these new people that came out, their customer service is fantastic. I was having this problem and they solved it very quickly, unlike these other people that I've been using. So you understand how that works. Now, because they've made that comment online, everybody wants to use a product that has fantastic customer service because problems will always arise. And then all of a sudden you are getting incredible amounts of downloads because just one person that you attended to properly has spoken well about your business. So you can be unique in customer service, you can be unique in the product itself, you can be unique in the in so many other ways that you can be a unique brand. Now, it doesn't even have to be all internal, it can be external. So you can be unique in your branding. You can appeal to the Gen Z, for example, as opposed to being very, should I say, uh, corporate. You can be a very Gen Z like brand, and your social media content, everything you put out is so lively and energetic. That's a unique selling proposition, and you differentiate yourself from every other person that is out there in the market. Um, and yeah, there are just so many ways. You just have to think very creatively and think about which angle you want to come in and be different from the existing players in the market. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Okay, we'll still be going, but before we go, as you are responding to this question, I another thing popped up to my head before we actually say goodbye. I wanted to share some insights on this. Like you said, you can be exact the same with your customer, and one of the things that my somebody I look up to in the marketing field, Seth Godin, usually say is customer service is free.
Hmm.
When he
Hmm.
says customer service is
Yeah,
free, he's trying to
yeah,
tell you that even if you invest 100 million in customer service, you
yeah.
will definitely get it back because
Hmm.
if the customer is happy, definitely he will tell the next customer about you. So
Exactly.
it's like one of the strategy that Zapier has been using for long, and Zapier has been one of the very unique shoe company, despite the
Hmm.
fact that a lot of people are like these people are not doing marketing the way Nike and others are doing. but the
Yeah.
little people they are targeting, they are making millions of dollars from it. So I want to share that. I say, how will you market such a product that are equally the same, but only unique to customer service at first?
Yeah.
Because definitely when it gets to the market, you don't have to do the marketing again. People will not do the marketing for you.
Yeah.
They fly more on UGC. But at
Mhm.
first, how will you market it? I have a phone company, you have a phone company. We are exactly the same. We do the same thing. We give you the same thing. But how am I going to now tell this person, this is me?
Use us instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, um, and I'm not a marketing expert, right? But
Yes, I get. I just want to pick
so
on your brain. I
yeah,
know.
yeah. So what I would do, probably, if we have the same product, I would think of what you are, and that's why competition is good, right? I would think of what you are probably not doing. So assuming, and I've said this about branding, assuming you are very stiff, should I say, uptight in your branding and your message to your customers, right? There's no, you don't use trending language, right? That Gen Z can or the younger generation can relate to. You're just very uptight, very professional, right? So if I'm trying to come and be different, I'm going to use a different language that I think the younger generation will like, right? So there are just many different ways to really stand out, but it takes a lot of researching your competitors to see what they are not doing, not necessarily what they are doing. Check what they are not doing and then come from that angle. So you come out differently.
Okay, okay. For me to add more to it, what he's actually trying to say is that you can actually you have the same products. What are they targeting? They're targeting the Gen Z. What if I target the millennial?
Exactly.
It's the same
Exactly.
products. They
Yeah.
I come up with different angle.
Mhm.
They are reaching out to corporate people. Okay, I don't want corporate people. I want creative people. I don't want creative people. I want so there's a lot of
Exactly.
things where you can start from and at the same time now spread across to acquire more market share. Before
Exactly.
we go on, so thank you very, very much, Mr. Samuel. I am so glad and honored to be here. Like, aside from we speaking, I think this is this it's over 2 years I like see your face physically like this.
Oh no,
like
we saw recently now at the next word graduation. That next word
okay,
graduation.
yes. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago now.
Really?
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
That's
Time
okay.
flies. Time
Yes.
flies.
Thank you very much. Thank you for accepting to do this with us. We are
Thank you
so
for
glad to have you. We are so, so glad. Like I usually say, it's the only Next Force student that has been on Next Force stage. So I cut cap for you. It's not
having.
easy. And I love what you are doing and keep going further. Like you inspired me the other time. It's my turn now to tell you the same thing. Keep going further and keep going. What my duty is to keep clapping for you. And
Thank-
thank you very much for joining us. So we are almost in our time. That is 2 minutes to round off. So thank you, thank you. You can drop amazing comments for him, a message for him. And if you want to reach out to him, his LinkedIn is available, his Twitter particularly. He used the same name in almost everything, but most of the time he loves using the color black. So if you are going, let me give you a code. Go with the color black. Maybe you look for a picture, change your picture to look a little bit black, then send to him. He will respond to you immediately. So that's just the code. So just reach out to him via his name and he will definitely respond. He's a good guy. Thank you for having us. We'll be leaving now and say bye bye.